If you suddenly have to run out, we'll understand. How are you feeling? I heard you had a run-in with a bicycle or something. This is the last Thursday of 2007. When did we start this? A long time ago. Is that one of those waterfall records? You listen to this, if somebody has to go all of a sudden, I understand that too. To encourage you. Duchamp wears spats. George Raft used to wear spats in 1931 when he was king of the city. Tough guy, George Raft. How are you?
Okay.
How are you, friend?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I take a licking and I keep on ticking. I think as you get more proficient, start to take a little of the idea of being so prepared out of the equation. Learn to be in here cooking at all times. At all times. Or else it's pretty much like a martial artist who's only good in the dojo. Come in, take off your shoes, you bow. If you haven't got it to get up out of your subway seat when three guys come your way, you haven't got it. Either you're in there or you're not. Get that feeling. You're in there. You're in there, you're alive, you're ticking, and you're ready. And you're ready. Don't have to be in a particular position. Don't have to be breathing particularly. None of that jazz. Be ready. Same thing with sensing. That is the sensing. If you're sensing yourself right now, you're doing it. If you're not doing it right now, you don't know how to do it. Do it right now. That's all it takes. Up in your position, up the right side, down the left side. That's good for beginning when you're studying. But after a while, you get over that. Up one side, the other side, first the feet, then the ankles and the knees. Or was it the knees on this side? I forgot my coming down there. Boom, you're in there or you're not. And there's that stuff going through you all the time. That stuff that builds your body, builds your mind, can actually heal the cells, is working. The electricity is in there. Or it's not. Begin to see clearly. Are you a person that's got the electricity in there really sparkling? Or are you not? That sounds good. Think of that energy. You don't have to be in the dojo with the belt, with the knots, sneakers. This is time to be in there. Heal form. No. Somebody is really good at it. While having a cup of coffee, they will do something that will leave you rather shattered before you could take a breath. Or else they don't know. How are you, Johnny? How's sorry? I guess what was on my mind while I was sitting outside, the old theme that there's something to learn. If you are of the mind that there's something to learn, that's not so hot. If you're of the mind that I can teach you some exercises or something to do, not good, not fun. No. It's like somebody saying, well, this is the way I think and I operate. And to improve myself, I'm going to count from 500 back by 3. And then I'm going to count up by 4s when I get to 0. And that'll help me. I'm saying, no, that's parlor tricks. What's really what I'm talking about, and I have been talking about for ages, is a change of value system. A change of value system. That's what I'm really presenting. Where a person has a certain set of ideas today. This is good, that's bad, this I like, that I don't like. This is what I expect from somebody. This is what this is the picture, the X-ray. And so you're really doing something with yourself is when that X-ray changes. It's all different. So what I'm seeking to do, I think, if I recall correctly, in psychoanalysis they would call that a character restructuring. I'm talking about a person developing a whole new set of principles, ideas. So you could, for instance, take a woman who says, no, I like a guy who really can hold his liquor, a good man knows how to drink, a good man knows how to party, and a good solid drinker is a fun guy. And then 10 years later you run into her somewhere and she says, my God, if I'm with somebody and they have one drink, I run out the door. Wow, big change. Big change. Kind of thing I'm talking about. Maybe somebody says, hey, not me. I'm not going to go to work. You're not going to catch me working someplace. No stupid day job for me. None of that. No way. I'm going to go to the track a couple of times a week. Make a few phone calls. Make a living. No work for me. Now you turn around X amount of years later, and there's this guy showing up at the office. He's there before everybody. He goes home later. He hasn't missed a day's working in 15 years. And all he can think of is becoming head of East Coast sales. It's a change. I knew a woman once who used to say, in those days, my legs would fly open like a $7 suitcase. And now if you looked at her a little bit and you, what are you doing? Don't talk about it. Change, real change. And what so many people are looking for is to stay the same person. Except now you can do all these things, you can sense yourself, you can do all the tricks. But doing all the tricks doesn't make you a different person. And that's pretty simply what I'm talking about. If what I'm presenting doesn't end up that your own mother could say about you, that's not my child. Oh, no. That's not my daughter. No way in the world. My daughter isn't like that. Oh, that's not my son. No. That's an actor inside there. That's not my son. Because without that, for the way what I'm going for, without that, nothing has happened. Why do we hear so many professional speakers, people who are running for offices, people who are running for governorships, people who should really, this is their bread and butter. Every other day somebody is saying something and 3 days later, oops, I didn't mean to say that, or I don't know why, or I got to take it back. That means that these people still are not thinking and hearing their words before they speak. They ain't got it. Amateur hour. They ain't got it. What has to happen before Mr. X becomes a man who says every word he's going to say to himself before he says it? I'm talking about a complete character reconstruction. Total and complete. That means a change in philosophy. In philosophy, in deep-seated philosophy. So when somebody asks, gee, how come you're like this, or this person is like this, or that? And you tell them, it's a total act. No, it can't be. And I say to you, yes, it is. What I'm talking about is a total act. An act to your family, to your wife, to your mother, to the president, to the FBI if they ask, whatever. A total act. What are you going to do? Say how you feel? No way, not on my ball team. No siree, that doesn't happen. It's an act. So when you're dying on your last legs, how do you feel? I feel terrific. Never felt so good. It's an act. Everything is an act. Want to tell the truth? Take a chance, come to my office. Lock yourself up in the bathroom and talk to yourself. That's about your best shot. But it's all an act. How do I become brave? Act brave. And never ever stop acting brave. And the world will say, wow, that's a brave person. Are you brave? Who the hell knows? Who cares? You act brave. I do that in a lower key. Is that, what's that? Are you playing a record on the side or something? That's not my balance. Get that? It's all an act. I really doubt if over the years too many people have eaten that and accepted it. It's an act. What makes you a nice guy? Find out what a nice guy would do and say, and then go out and do it. Now you're a nice guy. But what about the real me? The real you is probably your schlub in there, just like it's a schlub in me. What you've seen for 30 years in this room is my act. Am I really a guy who would never miss a meeting? You're kidding. It's my act. to always be precisely on time, every time, single time, for years and years. That's my act. To be understanding and look at both sides of the situation, that's my act. You've seen nothing but my act. What is not my act, you have never, ever seen, I assure you. You have never seen. What's to learn? What's the great secrets and mysteries that people are looking to learn? Yes, sirree, Mr. Presidential Hopeful. Think before you open up your presser. 1.5 maybe. Maybe. Tell the uninitiated what a presser is.
No.
Yes. I say it again and again and again. The last person you are going to bare your soul to please is your wife or your husband or your children or your mother or your father or the FBI. Want to spit it out? Come to my office. Give me a few bucks and tell me what you want to tell me. You can't stand this, you can't stand that, you hate the FBI. Well, I sold on the FBI tonight. Wow. It used to be the CIA. Does that mean that I'm sinking or getting more elevated? Because when you tell your mother something, or you tell your father, or you tell your wife, or you tell your girlfriend, or you tell somebody, these people have an interest, and they are going to get hurt, or they're going to get angry, or they're not. It's bad news. Tell it to a bartender. Yeah, right, yeah. Hell does he care? Leave him $5, he hopes he never sees you again. Yeah, whatever. But don't open your mouth to an important person in your life, or you will regret it for a long time. Now, where's the mystery to all that I've been talking about for so many years? Because this is really, when the lights went out in New York in August 1977, you were there? Hello, are you in that house? I caught the bus with my flashlight out. Not a light in the city. Caught the bus on 72nd Street and Broadway, came down here. We lit candles. That was August 1977, so a while down the road. It's what you do and not what you believe. Because I or nobody cares what you believe. It's what you do. Your dog doesn't care why you give him a soup bone. He really doesn't. You give him a soup bone, hey, good, really. Wags his tail. So where's the mystery? I've been trying all my life to get past the mysteries. People with mysteries really don't rub me right. Learn the secrets of the great white brotherhood in the sky. Oh, if you walk in and you never say good morning to anybody on the job, you're not going to be too popular. No way. So tell me about that guy that only came, they gave him the quick fix-up.
Well, there was a guy who only came one time, and then he never came anymore. And I said to Gil, what happened to that guy that came and then never showed up again? And Gil said, well, he said that he didn't know what to do because he was always getting fired from his job and always losing his girlfriend and always getting into trouble because he acted weird all the time and couldn't stop himself from acting weird. So Gil said, so I told him, just act normal.
It's a classic story. Now get to the part that really hurts.
Oh, he didn't pay you.
Thanks, wow. Hello, look, I don't need anymore. Do it fine, thanks. Act normal. You don't know what normal is? Go to the movies. Ask somebody. There is a gentleman that once complained to me that he was very, very verbose. Talk to him. Really had that. And I said to him, want to change this? All these deep psychological things. Go to the movies and watch John Wayne. Whatever John Wayne has to say, he says it in one sentence. Well, do you think this is going to happen? Yep, you better get down there. That's it. Doesn't have to be more elaborate than that. Do you love me? Yeah. That's enough. But John Wayne has gotten kind of old. He's so old he's dead. However, another guy sprung up in his place. Johnny Depp. In this picture, The Ninth Gate, Johnny Depp is the coolest cat I've ever seen. He speaks very little, doesn't get powered up over anything. This happens. Well, you know, that's the way it is. Wow. Everything is short, to the point, unemotional. Wow. What else do you want to learn? Want to learn to be brave? Learn to be. It's all there. And it's not what teachers would ask of you that's going to take you 90 years to study, to get in touch with the cosmos. Nothing like that. Act normal. Act smart. Who cares how you feel? Isn't that something that dreadful of me? Who cares how you feel? I don't care how you feel. Who cares how you feel? Because you feel one way today, you feel another way tomorrow, you're up, you're down, you're this, you're that. Who cares? What happens is what you do and what you say. That's what goes on the record. Of all the ants running around this universe, and there are billions of them, maybe 1 trillion of them, no one cares how you feel. You are the only ant that cares about how you feel. Simple. Somewhere, people have lost sight of this. That's one part of it. Now, I was thinking that I brought it up here, maybe the last time we met. Do you remember when you were born? Do you know what the date was? Yeah. Tell me something.
October 27th, 1963.
A good year. Most people think that's when they began. And you go to some numbskull who's talking to you, say, well, okay. Well, what happened when you were 5? That's 1968. Oh, this happened, that happened. And always a story happens from the moment you were born. But I say nix. The story started about maybe 300 years before you were born. 4 lifetimes, 5 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes. That's when the story started. So nowadays, we'll take it personally, maybe this person is very shy, or this or that. Well, I wonder how I got that way. Well, I wonder how you did get that way. Was it your mother? Was it your father? Was it your uncle? Oh, and I'm going to turn around and say, that, you picked that up, 270 years ago, or 300. Maybe you came into this life to get over it. So I go on record saying, I don't believe that your life starts the day you were born. That's the day you put on that suit. Or you wore a lot of other suits before it. That's when things started. Changes the picture. Wow. You better not work that way, because the insurance company isn't going to pay for that kind of treatment. No. No way. We are the Oxford Insurance Company, sir, and you better start your clients with the day they were born. Don't give me this 400-year jazz. We're not going to pay for that.
Maybe that's why they started that life regression stuff, so they ran out of stuff to analyze in one lifetime and create another one.
That's a good one. But the Oxford doesn't pay for life regressions. So when you think about yourself, try to include in your thoughts that you didn't begin the day you were born. By no means, I think. Not to add a little wrinkle onto that one. How about a being comes into this eternity, this round, this life, already knowing what is going to happen. And the being agrees to do this script, and then forgets about it, and is now in total surprise. Ooh, what's happening? It would be pretty much as if an actor decides to do a movie. You're going to do a movie? Okay, great. Science. It's a Western. Yeah, this happens, that happens. And about 15 minutes before the end, you get shot. And yeah, okay, great movie. And then the actor comes on in the picture they're filming, and he doesn't want to get shot. He doesn't like the movie. And he wants it to be different. He doesn't want to be a cowboy, and he doesn't like his horse. And the director say, hey man, you signed for this thing already. You knew the picture. Well, how about as a person before you're born, you already know the movie. You know what's going to happen. You know how you're going to die. You know the film. And you agree to come into it because there's something from this experience that you must go through must learn it or experience it or live through it or have it happen to you. It's part of your training. This is, let's call it, second year life college. There were 2 years before and a couple of years ahead. And now people are grumbling and bitching, but I don't like the plot. I don't like the plot. Look what's happening to me. You came in especially to have the things that are happening to you happen to you. That's why you're here. And I agree. It is so rough. It is so tough. It is so hard for me. When anything goes really, really wrong and you're lying on your rear end somewhere, to turn around and say, yes, this is exactly what should be happening. This is exactly what I need. This is the training I signed up for. No matter how bad it is, how heartbreaking it is, howling and wailing, this is exactly what should be happening to me. It hurts like hell, scares, oh wow. But this is what should be happening. I came on board to be able to have this experience. Yeah. Life isn't for sissies.
Wouldn't the magic be that within the cultivation of acts, you then have the option of how you react? Which character you play when these things occur?
Yes. Yes. Learn how to act.
Learn how to be in charge of which act.
Did anybody tell you, hey, why don't you act differently?
I ask myself.
Little proofs, at least for me, are around at all times of this. Look and observe where a particular stop begins. This piece, this theme, like a composer's theme, do, 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 that's going to repeat and repeat. That's a theme, a piece, a section. See where these sections fall in your life. How they train you if you listen and you watch. The most vivid piece that I had, one of the most vivid pieces, was right here in this room. Right where that rug is in front of Pam's bed. James was there, Pam was there, Maggie Moo was pretty on the way out. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And I got as far as the door, and something said to me, stop! There might not be a tomorrow with Maggie Moo. Do it. I walked back. I got on my hands and knees with her. I picked her up. I held her, I kissed her something. And that was the last she was alive for me. Wow. How come I remember that? I remembered it. I'm visiting my mother. And I say to myself, how many more times am I going to drive up the Kingsbridge Road where her nursing home was? 6 more, 7 more, 10 more, 15 more? And I said, no, hey, Barretto. Sounds like maybe 2 or 3. So before I left, she wasn't talking, she was making some noises. I held her, I kissed her forehead, I told her I loved her, I thanked her for all she had done for me. And I made one more trip. It was to get the box of her stuff, which I have, and she was gone. That was the last time I saw her. How come now that box, I have it in PA, that's covered up with a couple of towels. That's where the doggies live. That's their room. I always think of her and that box, and it still says Barretto Room 618. Always think of it there. It's there if you are thinking, what is going on? What's going down right now? Of really big importance. It isn't just some dumb movie or a stupid lunch or some waste of time crap. There's real life happening. It's happening right in front of you. Allow it to be for real. Allow it to hit you. I told the man, allow yourself to go home and cry. Sit down someplace and really cry. Yeah, you know. I would feel so guilty if I had close people around me and they filled up their heads with boobledy-gook about how many angels are spinning around in heaven. I would really feel like a dreadful fraud. So I think in terms of these politicians, hey man, before you get in front of 5,000 people or 5 million people on a TV set, think what you're going to say. Think not only how you interpret what you're going to say, but think how this could be interpreted. And make sure you don't step on yourself when you come out and talk, which they all do. Are we being led by people that are that dumb? Wow, that's a sad state of affairs. But that doesn't have to be you. Think. What are you going to say? How's it going to be interpreted? How's it going to be remembered? And think real quick. That comes from the practice of always thinking before you speak and saying to yourself the sentence that you're going to say when you speak, because that's going to come out. Practice. Now, we have a speaker here tonight. This person has come from Bayonne to tell us the story of his life. You want to hear? You want to hear, don't you? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. David, tell us all about. David, tell us all about. David, tell us all about. David, tell us.